Thanks for tuning in to the Unaffiliated Creators Podcast. I'm your host, kaeveryday. This is the Indie Artist Safe Place, so take off your shoes, get comfortable, and stay a while. Do us a favor and please rate the show. And if you have any feedback for us, please email us at unaffiliatedcreatives@gmail.com. The snippet you heard playing was a song titled East of the River by indie artist Slug. Now that everybody has taken off their shoes and gotten comfortable, Slug, what you been up to?
Man, I've been in this world just writing music, and I play ball. So right now, I just train and I write music. That's literally all I do. I train and write music, and those are two things I love to do. So,
well, you're doing two things that a lot of people don't get the opportunity to do, and they're very hard to do, and it takes a lot of time and dedication and effort. So even though you're making light of it, I would say that those are two extremely hard things to do. So I think you're doing all right.
appreciate that.
All right, so I will start off by saying that we're making history today. You're the first professional athlete to ever come on the podcast. So many people may know you as Juwan Johnson, former linebacker of the Seattle Seahawks, and you currently play for the XFL for the Vegas Vipers. But with all that being said, I wanted to ask you, how did you come up with the stage name Slug?
See, it started as I got so many nicknames, but it was in high school. A guy just like Louisville Slugger, just like because I hit folks or whatever. So I originally created an IG Slug.One, Slugger. Like that was just like me. I hit hard type thing. And then it just evolved from that to Slug.One, slug somebody, Slug.One. So kind of just became a football thing of like just hitting somebody. So, and that's where it just originated. And I just stuck with it. I was called it a few times and I'm like, I like it. So I just stuck with it.
Okay, so the reason why I wanted to ask, because at first, I mean, of course, after you explained it, it makes sense. But at first, when I first heard the name Slug, I'm like, most people associate Slug with somebody being slow or being lazy.
Nah.
And I'm like, hold on, this man can't be a professional athlete and be slow. And he, pursuing music and stuff too. So obviously he ain't lazy. So I was like, man, I got to ask him, what that name means. So I'm glad I asked.
Nah.
All right, so if you would, take a few minutes and talk to us about growing up in East St. Louis.
Okay, well, as you see, like I promote two cities really, East St. Louis and Texas, but I'm going to start with East St. Louis. Like I was born there. That's why my song East of the River. I was born there and I stayed there for like 6 years and I moved to Madison, which like all East of the River, it's like literally cities just like next to each other. And they all like, obviously bad cities where like, that's why I got all my childhood traumas and my story that I write. My stories, they're all real. There's no caps in my rap or none of that. It's all real stories. So like East St. Louis is a very poverty-stricken place. You see a lot of homeless people, crackheads, all that abandoned buildings. You get, a feel of real life. And that's what I grew up with, no leaks, no lights, no heat, stuff like that. And, it helped me. And my first dream was actually rap. Like growing up, I wanted to make music. I remember vividly, I told a guy this rap I did. It was like some week long, but I was like 7 and it was like Crack a Jack, put a hole in your back. It was some, and the guy like said it sucked. And, it kind of made me not want to do music for as that young, but like looking back, it was like, how that one person told me that music wasn't good. Stop a whole, a timeline of me doing music throughout. But for me though, East St. Louis is just like the place that got my personality from, where I've learned to be me. And I'm not my environment. I know that. So I was born into it, but I obviously I manifested out and I found out life. And now like I don't stay in East St. Louis, and I live life. I stay in Texas now, so. Yeah, pretty much. It's just like, it's the past me, but I like to write about it because I feel like the world needs to hear my side of the story also. So, yeah.
All right. So let me ask you this. So since you played college football, I had to ask you this question. So how do you feel about the current state of NIL?
Honestly, I mean, it's easy for me to say some bad about it because I wish I missed it by a year or two. But I'm going to be honest, like it's like the Wild West right now. It's like, money just being thrown everywhere, which it was done like that, honestly, under doors. But now it's like in the open, it's just the Wild West. Like, I don't feel like no guys has the mindset of just working through adversity anymore. It's just like, if it ain't working, I'm just going to go to the next school. So, which, like I said, it at the end of the day, like I'm not against college either, though. Like they're using the athletes, to make money. So at the day, it's like a win-win, lose-lose situation. It's like, either you with the athletes or you with the universities. And I'm with the athletes, so I gotta say, I think it's beneficial though. You can use your name and your likeness, and you can do what you got to do. Because at the end of the day, you are a business. So like, if your name carry more weight than the next person, use your name. Don't be I gotta stay here top. No, so I understand both sides, and I'm an athlete. So like I said, I wish I was in the NIL. I'd have used my name to the full capabilities, but yeah. So like, I'm with the athlete though. I don't think they should let it stay the Wild West, because now coaches ain't got as much control over the players as they used to. Like, you can't, tame a player, because it's a lot of good athletes that I've played with that wasn't able to be them because of without NIL. But now NIL has allowed those athletes to, be who they are. And, that's the beautiful thing about it. So now I'm not against it, but I do get both sides, so.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you that question because I figured I had the timeline right. I was like, I think he missed it by a couple of years, so he might be feeling some kind of way. Like, man, I wish I was able to get that bag.
Yeah, but no, I'm not no hater though. So like I said, I understand like paving the way. Like, we paved the way for those guys to get that. So man, yeah, like it ain't no hate in my blood. I love to see them young men get paid, and plus, like I said, like, it would have helped me a lot. I'm from my fam. We was all on every government assistance we was on. So like, it would have been a blessing to be getting paid that. So I'm down for those guys that, that may not reach the NFL, but they getting paid good money in college to change lives. So like, I'm down for it 100%. Like I said, 100%, I'm down for it.
All right, so you touched on it a little bit, but the next question I have for you was, what made you start rapping? And I guess what I mean by that is, you said something about that was the first thing you wanted to do, and you started playing around with it when you were 7. But now, you're a professional athlete, and I know that, that's taxing and it takes a lot of your time. But now it seems like you're actually trying to pursue rapping as a career, and you're taking it more serious and really trying to be an established artist. So most people would just be happy with just being a professional athlete. But what made you also want to say, you know what, I'm going to try this, this rapping thing and take it serious?
Like I said, it was like, being honest, like, where I'm from is either rap or ball. Like, people could say, they can say, you could have done school, you could have done all this. But for me, or just growing up in my environment, rap or ball, everyone, it's just how it is, which is not good, but it was rap or ball. So my first actual love was rap. And I've always been a team freestyler, like, people throwing a beat, get it, Jay, and like, I've always been that. So, in one of my songs I dropped recently called Lost in Mexico, I explained, I explained the how and why. I was like, okay, let me go do this. Let me go do music now. Because it was just like, football could be a little inconsistent. And for me, my downtime, what I do, regardless of what I'm in meetings or something, I'm thinking of lines in my mind. So I've always been that way. Like, I write lines down. I just never put them on wax until, I went to Mexico, had a trip that kind of gave me a eye-opening, experience where I was like, all right, I'm gonna start putting music to wax, because I've always been, I've always been locked in on football. But it was times where, like, I was writing rhymes or just, formatting ideas into like lyrics. So like, it just was like, all right, it's that moment. It's like, and then I had the biggest thing that really made my mind though, it was an older guy. I don't even really know who he was. He just like was kind of just giving me free game. And he was like, man, you young, do all you can while you're young, because you don't want to look back and say, I wish I would have done this. And we know rapping isn't like any other thing, like acting. You can be 60 and acting. You can't be 60 and rapping. So it's like, either I, take my chances now, or I just like sit back and say, I wish I would have rapped. And like I said, like, I'm a lyricist. Like, music right now is more of a, TikTok, move your hips and drugs. I don't talk, like, that's not me. I give real life stories. So like I'm just trying to like pave my way. I want to get around the right groups, like guys like J. Cole, Jay-Z, guys like that that painted pictures. Like, I paint pictures. So and that's literally my music. Like, the two I dropped, that's just a stepping stone for me. Like, I got so much good unreleased music that I'm finna start dropping. So yeah, that's how I really got into music. It was like, I'm not gonna sit back and just let it not happen. I'm gonna at least, give it a try. And then when I released it and I started getting people like opinions, and they was like, bro, you actually really good. And I just started getting those vibes. I was like, all right, let me do this. And so that's what happened.
Hey, man, on this podcast, we really appreciate people being open, honest, and transparent. But I'm going to be honest, I hope none of your coaches listen to this podcast, because I don't even know if you just realized what you just said, but you basically just said that you be sitting in meetings when I know you're supposed to be paying attention to what's going on in the football meetings, but you in the meetings and you thinking about lyrics and writing lines and stuff. So I hope none of your coaches see this podcast episode.
Nah, that's how I be though. Like, and if I've had coaches plenty of times tell me like, man, you could be one of the best athletes I've coached if you was all the way locked in. Like they know, like a lot of them know it. Like I'm always trying to do something. Like they sense that they know it. They like, man, if you just locked in on this, like you could, it's no limits to where you could be with this. But it's just, it's hard to tell the mind to do something with the mind does what the mind wants. So like for me, it was like, I love writing. I love expressing. I love being vulnerable. I love, like, that's me. Like I like expressing my ideas. I knew it was going to be eventually me on the music, but like now I'm at the point where it's like, let's do it. Like I'm ready to roll. So.
All right. So I had to ask you this question. So which one is harder, playing professional football or making music?
See, this is like so easy to answer. Being an athlete is way harder. I got to understand the time put in. Like being honest, me sitting down writing music, that's lazy compared to football. Like I work out my actual football schedule. I work out 3 times a day, and those workouts are hour or 2 every time. But if not, I'm in meetings, and meetings are long drilling, like about practice that you just did. So say we had practice, and you'll go over that practice and try to get better. Like, and I'm gonna use that same mindset with music though. So that's the good thing about it. But now music, man, is like, and I've been in front of 100,000 people, so performing is nothing. But now, like, music is honestly like it's you understand why. I understand why athletes get paid a lot more than the musicians, because man, you're putting in real work with sports. Like I'm not knocking music at all. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my passion. I love it. I love both. But I'm just being honest. Like being an athlete, man, you putting your body to the test and you putting your mind to the test. So like, it's a lot. And which I know, like, I'm not really in the game yet. So like I'm speaking from, a rookie standpoint of music, but I'm sure like traveling and all that stuff, like I've done it also. Like, so like, I don't know. I just feel like to me, definitely being an athlete is, one of the toughest jobs in the world. So it's worth every bit of the pay, because people don't understand what you're going to. Even college, like that's why I say I'm not against the NIL. Even college, like these guys are going to classes all day and then getting out and going to practice and then having to get up and do morning workouts. It's a cycle. It's not like people say like, oh, you got a scholarship. Yeah, it's not that easy though. Like these guys are going, putting their mindsets, body, spirit, everything to the test. So like, for me, it's like, your athlete this is by far one of the toughest things you can do, because every day it's like testing your might. So.
All right. I like that answer. So this is kind of piggybacking off of the last question, but if you could only choose one, football or music, which one would you choose and explain why?
Now, this is a tough question. Being honest, well, it's 2 answers. It's 2 answers. Obviously, I feel like for pay wise, it's obviously athlete, but for who I am as a person, it's music. Cause like I said, I'm the type, I like expressing myself. I like being vulnerable. You can't do neither of those in football. Like it's not like, and like I said, I love working out, but if I was getting paid millions to play, put my body to a physical test, or, use my mind and just write how I feel and thought, like which one you think will be an easy way to go. But I gotta say music. Like I said, music is expression, and who doesn't love expressing himself? And like me, I'm an individual type person. I'm not saying I can't be on teams and stuff like that. I'm saying like I love, fashion and stuff like that. Like I love putting myself in front, and that's opposite of a team, which, you got being on the team, though, you understand how to not put yourself first. But like, it's just certain things where like I align more with music, but I love football and I've always been good at football, so it works easily. But I got to say with music, being honest, because like I said, I can sit, which I can do with football too, but I can sit for hours and write music and make it. And I know like the thing about it, like for me, football is more opportunity. Someone has to give you opportunity to play. For me, music, I can just literally write a lyric and record it. And, so I'm giving myself the opportunity. Yeah, I got to get radios to play it and stuff like that. But I feel like, good lyrics don't rise regardless. So, I feel like, yeah, like that's the biggest thing for me is like, it's me more like I ain't got to, be under someone's wing necessarily. I can, pave my own way football, you can't really do that. You got to be, you got to prove to someone, music the same way, obviously, but football is more, you have to prove to somebody that you're worth this. Music, I could just, put myself out there and it's going to just happen, like, what I'm saying? Like, which now you got to do more marketing stuff for social media and stuff like that. But still, like, I can easily put myself out into the world and it can get recognized way faster than, me busting my,
I got you. So you had no way of knowing this, but I'm gonna share it with you. So we have something in common. So when I played football, I played high school football. I wasn't good enough to play college or professional. But my football jersey number was 20 as well. I wore 20 because I looked up to Barry Sanders growing up. So my question to you is, why did you choose number 20 as your football jersey number?
Oh, okay, that's so one of my good friends, high school friends, a guy that I grew up with, his name Jeff Gladden. He passed this recent year, and like I'm normally number 3, but I got 20 because of him. Like it was just to honor him, which I'm gonna keep 20. But yeah, he passed in a car accident. RP my brother, and yeah, that's the reason behind it. And I'm gonna stick with it now. I like 20 now, so.
Okay, so that was his football number. So you wear 20 to honor him.
Yeah, I went and got 20 for him. It was they asked what numbers we liked, and I was already thinking about trying to get 20, and because of the situation, and then it was open. I was like, yeah, I want that number for sure. It's just meant to be. So I got the number, and I love it.
All right. So if you could collab with any artist, who would you want to make a song with and explain why?
This is easy. Like this is the same person I want to sign with too, J. Cole. And my biggest thing is I want to do a song with him, and I want to make sure it's the best song I've ever done because I want to try to top him. He's my GOAT, to be honest. Like, I know people have their own list of greatest of all time, but to me, J. Cole is the greatest of my. Like, his entire platform, Friday Night Lights, the warm up, all that explained my life. Like, so like for me, that will be the person that I have to get on the track with, or even do some tracks with. Outside of that, Kanye West, actually recent Burna Boy. I want to do a song with Burna Boy. I like his style. Even Top of the World, it was a song I was freestyling to and I loved it. But now J. Cole, that's and I'm saying this as a manifest. That's who I'm gonna sign with, Dreamville. When I get when the time comes, I'm gonna sign with Dreamville. That's where I want to be. That's how I want to do it.
Hey, he one of the best doing it, so you definitely picked a good person to shoot for. I mean, of course, him. Kendrick, nice.
Yeah, Kendrick too.
Of course, Drake. They almost putting him in a whole nother stratosphere. I don't even know if I would consider him a rapper. I mean, he's singing and doing Afro beat stuff and all this stuff. So he kind of.
And for me about Drake though, like I used to love Drake, but he didn't stay in his lane. Like J. Cole stayed J. Cole. I feel like Drake, tried to stay with the hot topics. So I feel like that's for me. That's the difference. Like J. Cole stayed above. He stayed as J. Cole. Drake started he all over the place. Like you can't really just put him in no particular criteria because he's just like he stays with the hot topics. Like he even, get on a lot of trendy rappers beats and stuff like that. Like for me, it's like that's the difference. Like J. Cole stayed J. Cole throughout. So
I hate to put you on the hot seat, but I got to ask you this question. You being a professional athlete and doing music, so give me your top 5 professional athletes that have also recorded music, and you can put them in any order.
Sheesh. So I know Shaq and Kobe had some good music. They had some music back in the day. But let me think who else is really Major 9. It's a guy named Major 9. He played for Cleveland. He's actually got some really good music. But let me see. Let me keep thinking about who else got that's I'm sure I heard more. I just can't think of them, honestly. But now I gotta go. I mean, for me, like I don't really know because I don't really know too many. Like I feel like I do. I just can't think of them. Can you give me some names?
Well, I'm about to help you out because actually I'm surprised you was able to come up with 3. So this was my 5. I had Shaq. I had R.I.P. Kobe. I had Deion Sanders because he had that song. Yeah. I had put Deion or Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones. Oh yeah, I must have forgot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I put Allen Iverson because a lot of people probably forgot that Allen Iverson had that song where it was I guess it was technically like a freestyle, but he was rapping for a long time. I think he actually put out 2 songs, so I put him up there.
And Damian Lillard got lyrics too. Dame Lillard, he got lyrics too.
You're right. You're right. Lyrically, he probably better than AI. I just put Allen Iverson just for basically for what he did on the court, but the fact that he made music. Because everybody that I named, most people consider them like at the top of their sport, but then they also did music. So I was like, well, let me put AI. And you know, he did a commercial with Jadakiss. So you was like, come on, man, that was iconic. So I was like, let me put AI on the list. But yeah, that was my 5.
Yeah. So yeah, like that you mentioned that because I do remember Roy Jones. I forgot about that. I used to love that song. That was like a highlight song for me. So my top 5 definitely got to go Kobe, Shaq, Kobe. See, I'm gonna go with some younger guys. Like I'm gonna go with because I heard Dame Lillard spit and he can flow. I gotta put him in there. So I'm putting him at 3, and I'm doing the legends on top, obviously, because they legends. But for me, like lyrically, I think Dame is probably one of the rawest athletes / musicians. But Roy Jones in there, yeah. So yeah, like pretty much yours, except like I haven't heard Allen Iverson, so. Like that's I can't put him in the top 5. But I think basketball wise, he definitely top. So.
All right. So take a few minutes and talk to us about your song "East of the River." I mean, you kind of shed a little bit light on it earlier, but if you want to, just take a couple of minutes and really break the song down and really tell us what it's all about.
See, so East of the River, like I stated in the beginning, East of the River is Mississippi River that I'm talking when I say East of the River. So East St. Louis, a few other cities like Madison, Cahokia, Brooklyn, Venice. I can go on and on. And a lot of these places, like I said, I grew up. We grew up project living, so we was just jumping around all these places, and they all east of the river. So that's why the song is East of the River. It's not like a city it's just east of the river because all these songs is east of that river. And for me, it's just like going through some of the hardships, like in some of the lines I'm talking about, like, metal detectors in schools and, just like some of the hard, things that I had to deal with or I dealt with. And it has raised me to be the best in that sports, whatever, like, because being honest, I didn't play sports until I got to Texas in 10th grade. So, I was naturally just athletic from, running from cops or whatever I was doing, like, saying. So, like, it was just in me naturally to be, good at football. And I credit all that from being where I'm from, because it was a hard knocks life. So we just and that's my hard knocks life. It's like it was good energy, and I just felt like to express my pain in a way of saying like this is where I'm from. And I got my motivation from the North Carolina song, North Carolina, and that's where I got my motivation from. So when I saw that, and I'm like, man, I need to do one about East of the River. So that's when I kind of like did that, and I went with it.
All right, so a couple of things I'm just gonna share with you. So you wouldn't know this, but like I said, I feel like you found me, so I can share it with you. So I'm actually born and raised in Mississippi. So when you were saying east of the Mississippi River, I was like, hold on, man, that kind of touched me, man. Like I said, yeah, I was born in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Another thing I wanted to let you know is it's crazy that you didn't start playing sports to the 10th grade and you was able to make it to a professional level. So that's crazy. And I also wanted to let you know that I really appreciate the fact, because the song, The East of the River, I appreciate that you actually did what you had to do to make sure that the song was mixed and mastered and the quality level of the song is really good. Because that says a lot about a person, and that they take their craft serious. Because, a lot of times you will hear a lot of music from a lot of independent artists, and they can rap, the lyrics and everything are good, but they don't really take the time to make sure that the quality sounds good. So it's kind of a turnoff. So the average person is not going to take the time to really listen to what you're saying if they can't get past the fact that the quality don't sound good.
Yeah, see, that's why I said like I'm good. Like I'm gonna be great in these upcoming years in music because I'm a perfectionist. Like I hear it sound and I want it to sound perfect. I don't settle for like just any rink-a-dink or nothing. I gotta have a perfect sound. I want this and that. And like I said, I didn't like my voice at first until I had to hear people say, man, you got a rare voice. I like your voice. First I was like, I didn't like my voice. And then, I just kept with it. Now I love my voice. And like I said, I love music. So me in a day and age now, it's like Kanye brought the soul music back. He brought the soul, beats back. Like that's kind of what I want to do. I want to try to get my best to, bring real lyrics and real music back. I feel like they're trying to with the efforts, but we just need solid good music. And like I said, I got a lot of good music, and it's not all just stories. Like painful stories. I got some good, for the women, for, younger. I got a song actually coming out called Stadium Music. It's for football, and I've sent it to a lot of people, and I'm trying to pitch to ESPN and like Madden and try to get it on there. But and it's really good. So like I got like my music is all over the place, and I've sent my music to I just sent unreleased to people, and they like always say the same thing, like, bro, you're like so like all over the place. Like you have good music that's not just like I'm thinking it's gonna be straight stories about pain, but it's not. It's like you have good music also, like feel good music also as well. So I just like I said, I'm I went to college, and I'm gonna use that to my my benefit, and that's writing good music, quality words, and painting good pictures.
All right, so let me ask you this. So what advice would you give a young kid dreaming of one day playing professional sports?
The biggest advice I'm gonna give about three. It's so much I can give, but I guess I'm in there to three. One, man, you gotta outwork everybody. Like it's no such thing as comparing to anyone. You just gotta work and outwork everybody. Like that's rule number one. Like I said, I came in late, but when I got an understanding of like, oh, this is what I need to do, man, I just outworked everybody in the room. And sometimes outworking looks like the try hard. That doesn't matter. Like you can't care about what people saying. Like, oh, he like a try. It don't matter. You got to outwork everybody. You got to be the first in every drill. You got to be the front row in the meetings. Have a notebook. Like when I say outwork everybody, I'm not just talking about on the football field. I'm talking about in general. Like you just gotta, put yourself in front of everybody. That's just how it is. And two, control what you can control. Like you can't control how coaches think about you. You can't control how fans think about you. You can't control a lot of things. Control what only the person that's in that seat or in your shoes can do. Like, so if that's, you gotta, if this practice, have the best practice you can have. Control what you control. Don't control the how many hours you're gonna be in practice. You can't control it. Just, be there and be present. And lastly, just take care of yourself mentally, because, it's gonna be a lot of beating up on the body. So you gotta be able to take care of yourself. And I'm not talking smoking, I'm talking meditating and, taking care of yourself actively. Like, if you need to go out and, engage with the sun, anything what you got to do to take care of yourself mentally, because that stuff gonna matter in the long run. When I say take care of yourself mentally, having that good woman that's by your side also, that's gonna help, when times you need, so stuff like that. So those are three I think is top priority. Like for you to make it, you got to have those three in order. If you don't, you're gonna have a little chaos in your life.
All right, so the premise of this podcast is independent artists learning from other independent artists. So I had to ask you this question. What mistakes, if any, have you made so far in your, I'm gonna say, football career or music career that other people can learn from?
It was for me, it was the transfer. I think that was my worst mistake. When I started at NIU, and I won't count as a mistake. It was a mistake for me. It was a partner that's the mistake. The transfer wasn't the mistake. So when I transferred from NIU, at NIU, I kind of got to a point where I was having this draft grade of like second round, whatever. I had all these like hot things that kind of just created a laziness in me. Like I forgot how to work. I forgot how to bust my I forgot how to bust my tail. So it was I transferred to TCU, and like the work was not done. I'm thinking in my mind, like, I'm going to come here and do what I got to do. Which I got there. I still feel like I was, one of the best, but like I was out of shape. Like, it was a lot of things that played factor into me not playing the first couple games. Like I ended up started playing a lot later in the season, but it messed up my draft and all that. So I just felt like the mistake was, I just forgot to, keep working, keep getting better. I just got to a point where like, I'm good. I'm finna get drafted. I ain't whoop, whoop, I'm the best. Whoop, whoop. I just got to that point where instead of me, every day, get better 1%. And that's what I'm learning from that mistake and putting it to my music. Get better 1% every day. So every day I write a song, and the song may suck. It may be good. Regardless, I'm gonna write a song every day. And like I said, and that helps me, get better at writing music in general. So like, and that's my goal. I write a song every day, get better every day. That's my biggest thing, is getting better 1%. Because I would make sure I never feel that feeling again of like, dang, like, what I'm saying, I forgot how to work. So.
All right, so take the time to tell the audience anything that you want them to know that we haven't talked about already for whatever reason.
I just want the audience to know that, like I mentioned a lot of my songs, just know, like, I'm not coming to music to play around. I'm coming to be one of the best, one of the greats. And I think me in general, I just think this is how I think. Like right now, I'm in a phase. If I ain't got many music fans, I got some sports fans still, but I'm in a phase. I ain't got many music fans, but I promise you, in a year from now, it's gonna be a lot different. Because, like I said, I'm taking a mindset of 1% better every day. And a lot of things I do myself. I build my own website. You know, I edit my own music. I do all that stuff myself. So I'm getting to the point where like I'm gonna keep working, and yeah. So you're gonna know my name coming soon on Slug, and I'll make sure that that's written somewhere in some big stadium or somewhere. So
All right, tell the audience where they can find you online.
you can find me on Instagram at Slug.One, SLUG.ONE, which is the same on everywhere, Facebook. My Twitter is Jawan Johnson, JWAN Johnson. And you can find me on Apple Music, Slug.One. I'm everywhere really. So TikTok, same thing, Slug.One. You can find slug.one. So looking for me.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule in between all these workouts and everything to come on the podcast, man. And I'm definitely going to be checking out what you got going on in the near future.
I appreciate you. And I love what you're doing also. So that's why I had to check in with you and lock in with you.
All right, man. You take care of yourself.
You too.
All right, now.